Assalamu alaikum. May the peace and blessings of God be with you. Good evening. You're watching The Right Fit on IBN, the Islamic Broadcasting Network. I am Bibi Ajoda, former lecturer at Corinth Teachers College, retired school supervisor 3 with the Ministry of Education. Join us as we discuss several topics, including education, environment, technology, and health. Through this platform and our discussions with our subject matter experts, we hope to educate and inform you, our public. Today, we have an ICT expert with us. He is Mr. Keith Laban, and of course, we're talking about AI, artificial intelligence. Keith, welcome to IBN.
Thank you, thank you.
So tell us where this passion for ICT started. And tell us about yourself.
Well, it started back in 2010. But actually, well, you were a big part of it. You were starting the ECAL ICT competition back then. And we had so many stakeholders involved. We had Microsoft involved.
Perhaps they could bring up, I happened to manage to get the program up.
Yes.
Just show our public that where they all started. We saw the ICT ECAL.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So we had, it was a great program. So it was actually a program which entailed teachers coming up with innovative projects. And it, one of the main criteria is supposed to be a student-centered project. So students were helping it. In fact, it was using the theory of project-based learning, which is something big worldwide, you know, a way of educating kids. So we used the project-based learning approach, and we came up with innovative projects. And so the teachers would have the students involved and all that, and that's where the passion started. And Microsoft was involved heavily. We had prizes, and I was fortunate to be one of those that were chosen to go and represent the country after that.
Yep, you went to Chile, right?
Yes,
there.
we went to Chile back then after that, Washington. And then after that, years after that, we went to Peru and then Barcelona also, same competition.
So at that time, I mean, if you look at the program, we had curriculum, ICT, we had Microsoft involved with it, a holistic, and I was the director of instructional material at the Learning Resource Center.
Yes.
So that collaboration really produced people like you who start that passion for ICT.
It really started something big in me.
So today we're talking about AI.
Yes.
So for our audience, we want to make it as simple as possible, yet discuss terminology. They will have to learn something at least from this. So I want to tell us, describe in simple terms, what is AI, artificial intelligence?
Okay, so AI or artificial intelligence is any system that could mimic aspects of humans. For example, it could mimic learning, it could mimic problem solving, it could be creative, it could do tasks. So any system, a computer-based system that could do those things are considered as artificial, using artificial intelligence. So that's basically what's about.
Simple definition. And now people would think artificial intelligence is not here. What about things like Siri, Alexa? Are they part of that whole
Yes, they are all part of artificial intelligence. In fact, when you go on, if you go on TikTok, you go on Facebook, and you go on the feed, and you notice that, okay, I'm just seeing stuff that I want to look at. So you were looking at persons, you know, eating salads or whatever it is, and all of a sudden you're starting to see every single video is of somebody eating a salad and preparing a salad.
Correct.
So that's the AI algorithms in the background looking to see what you're looking at, how long you're on the video and all that, and then presenting more of the same thing.
Correct. I noticed that. I was looking for AI stuff, and a lot of video came up about AI. So you say Alexa, Siri. What about Waze?
Waze also, for the pathfinding algorithms, all of that use some form of artificial intelligence. You know, some persons always also suspect that their phone may be even spying on them. For example, they might have their phone off, and they might be talking about something, and then all of a sudden you open up your phone, you go on Facebook, and you see the same thing that you were talking about, coming up. So it's possible. We really don't know what's happening under the hood in Apple phones, Samsung phones. You don't know what they're actually secretly sending back to their servers.
All right, we'll have to talk about that later on, about the risk
Yeah.
of AI. Now, I was reading there are different levels in AI. Can you tell us what are these levels?
Yeah,
And where are we?
We actually in a narrow level. So there are 3 levels. So we have artificial narrow intelligence, artificial general intelligence, and artificial super intelligence. So we actually, even though we find certain things are fascinating and AI seems to be very smart and doing a lot of stuff, it's actually only narrow intelligence right now. So it's mastering a particular area, and it's just mastering that particular area. That's narrow intelligence. When you reach general intelligence, means that all different areas comparable to humans, the AI masters, like one AI master and all that.
Wow.
And then super intelligence, meaning AI thousands of times more intelligent than humans.
And we haven't reached there yet.
We haven't reached there yet, but they said that systems are moving fast. So they propose that artificial general intelligence, if it's not here, it might be here within like 5 years.
So fast, we are
Yes,
moving.
very, very
Now, you
fast.
mentioned AI narrow intelligence. So can you give us example of that right now that we have?
Right now, yes. So simple things that we have certain programs that could beat the world chess master, you know, at chess. So it's a master at chess playing and all that. Google, they had a company called AlphaGo, and it mastered that game called Go and could beat anybody at Go in the world. And actually, even the chatbots right now, like ChatGPT and so on, that's a form of narrow intelligence, even though it seems to be rather broad.
So locally, somebody sent me a video, a robot at the Point Fortin Hospital, and it was cleaning the floor. And that is AI there for you,
that's still
local
there.
AI here. So we'll bring up that video to show this video of this robot that is cleaning the floor at Point Fortin Hospital in Trinidad. And can you talk about vehicles, self-driving vehicles as well? And they are really already out there. Okay, so then there is another video I got again when all the records showing from India, where we had one of those rickshaw, and the guys will bring up that video as well to show that it understands and it can sense anything in front of it. So that rickshaw vehicle from India that is out there now, all over the world, but this one is from India. That video we want to bring up now to show self-driving vehicle. Right, so we are actually demonstrating AI in action here. And Keith, you want to demonstrate another robot. All right, let's hear about this other demonstration here.
You know, traditionally when you think about robots, you would think about, okay, something moving, you know, not very fluid. Kind of, you know, these people used to joke about dancing like a robot with their hands moving like that. But it actually, robotics has gotten so advanced, because this next demo is going to show the Unitree robot and how skillful, how dexterous this robot actually is. You know, it could move like any human. Even if it falls down, it could get right back up.
Wow.
Yes, so that's the next demo we'll be looking at.
Demo on Unitree robot. So we see how robots are learning and doing and performing even better. And we will see more videos and demos coming along in the program. So stay tuned, don't leave us yet. So we want to know how learning takes place, how AI training and what are the modules. How does AI work?
All right, so for AI system, you need a few components. So you need machine learning algorithms. So to break it down.
Break it down.
Yes.
Algorithm, machine learning.
Yes, a machine learning algorithm is simply, well, an algorithm basically is a system of steps to perform a task.
Right.
That's basically. So for example, a recipe in a recipe book, it tells you what you need to start with, the steps you need to take, and what you'll end up with. Like
And the
if you're
sequence.
boiling an egg, and the sequence, which is the steps to take.
Right.
All right, so that's an algorithm, a sequence of steps. So when you take an algorithm and you program it using a programming language and you put it inside of a computer, all of a sudden that becomes a software or a program. So a machine learning algorithm is just an algorithm, a sequence of steps that helps computers think intelligently and learn. So you have a machine learning algorithm, that's one component. Okay, so once you have that in place, you have something called a neural network. So neural networks, it's something like the network of neurons you have in your brain.
Okay.
So it's a very complex set of circuits, a neural network they call it.
Yep.
Also a lot of computational power. So these servers need to have a lot of processors. In fact, they use graphic processing units. So traditionally, persons used to use that to play games, video games and graphic cards. Now that company, NVIDIA, just they became very popular worldwide, earning a lot of money worldwide because they started to use GPUs now for AI processing. That's another component. So you have these components, and you take all the information from the internet, books and all that. So ChatGPT took all the internet they could scrape from the internet, took information from a lot of books, any book they could find. They had persons uploading it, pictures, stuff from social media, all that. Took that into the system. They tokenized it. So what they took these words, convert them into numbers, right? Numbers, and performed a lot of fancy high-level mathematics, statistics and all that kind of stuff, probabilities happening in the background, and then cause the AI to start to learn with that and be able to predict. So if you ever go to ChatGPT and you type something, you ask it something, the response you will get will seem human-like, but the state that it's a lot of predictions happening there, the predictive algorithms just coming with something that think that it should generate.
It predicts like what you want to say or,
Yes,
or send
like
a message.
what should come next.
Because even normal with your phone, your mobile, you're typing something and it comes up with a predictive text.
Yeah,
sometimes it may or may not be the accurate one.
Something like that, but it's much more advanced. And some experts also state that they don't know at this point what's actually happening in there, because the machines are learning. The neural networks are reforming and becoming very complex on its own.
Faster than we could imagine.
Yeah. So we're thinking it's just a prediction engine, but it's more like a thinking engine now that we probably even can't recreate from scratch.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this, I suppose, the hardware requirements would be immense.
Immense hardware requirements, thousands of CPUs, GPUs, a lot of electricity involved. These data centers to run this, like for example, ChatGPT is run by a company called OpenAI. Microsoft provides the servers for them, so a lot of computational power.
Wow.
So when you have these aspects, you do what they call train a model. Okay. So it might take about 1 to 2 years to train a model with particular information, and then they will release it. So like how right now we are on ChatGPT 5.
Right.
So by next year, mid following year, it might be ChatGPT 6. So it's when they retrain the model and then they present it back out there with more information.
I must say it's really handy to work with ChatGPT, right? And in AI, there are what we call large language models and small language models. Can you tell us what are these and give us examples? What's the difference between these two?
So ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Claude, all of these are actually large language models, so AI chatbots we call it. So they actually are great at generating text. So they are models that based on language. These models were trained with a lot of words and all that, books and all that, as I said, and they would generate new content from if you ask it queries and all that. So that's a large language model. So it consists of a lot of parameters, millions of parameters
Wow.
in the large language model. And the opposite to that is a small language model which has plenty less parameters. So you would probably say, well, why they would come out with small language models? So they actually wanted AI to be more portable. So these small language models could actually reside on your device.
Your smartphone.
Your smartphone. So the latest Google Pixel has a small language model in it. I think the latest Apple phone has Apple Intelligence, which is on the phone. So
Wow.
for example, I mean, internet off, pull it up, and you could ask it anything.
Wow.
So that is like disconnected, but all the information in the world is actually compressed in your phone.
Okay, so you're saying that these in AI robots are learning even faster than human. Is that correct?
Yes.
So I think you have a demo there that you want to show us that how this robot triggered by AI is learning. Let's hear about that one, which is the Google DeepMind self-learning robot.
Yes.
So, guys,
Look at that. Oh my goodness.
They've got a pretty good kick on them. Can still get
Oh,
quite
goal.
a good game.
A soccer match at DeepMind looks like fun and games, but here's the thing. Humans did not program these robots to play. They learned the game by themselves.
It's coming up with these interesting different strategies, different ways to walk, different ways to block.
And they're doing it. They're scoring over and over again.
This robot here,
Raya Hadsel, Vice President of Research and Robotics, showed us how engineers used motion capture technology to teach the AI program how to move like a human. But on the soccer pitch, the robots were told only that the object was to score. The self-learning program spent about 2 weeks testing different moves. It discarded those that didn't work, built on those that did, and created all-stars. There's another goal. And with practice, they get better. Hansel told us that independent from the robots, the AI program plays thousands of games from which it learns and invents its own tactics.
here, you think that red player is going to grab it, but instead it just stops it. Hands it back, passes it back, and then goes for the goal.
And the AI figured out how to do that on its own.
That's right. That's right. And it takes a while. At first, all the players just run after the ball together, like a gaggle of, 6-year-olds the first time they're playing ball. Over time, what we start to see is now, what's the strategy? You go after the ball, I'm coming around this way, or we should pass, or I should block while you get to the goal. So we see all of that coordination emerging in the play.
This is a lot of fun, but what are the practical implications of what we're seeing here?
This is the type of research that can eventually lead to robots that can come out of the factories and work in other types of human environments. Think about mining, think about dangerous construction work, or exploration, or disaster recovery.
so tell us about that demo that they saw there.
Yes, so that video actually was by the company DeepMind, which was acquired by Google later on. So it was showing robots that they actually just gave them an objective. So it told them that the robots, that the objective is to score goals. And whoever scored the most goal would win. And the robots actually learned on their own. Remember, a robot is not like a human, so a robot could play 24/7. So it was playing 24/7, and the robots actually learned all kind of moves. They learned how to block, how to kick, how to do all kind of fancy moves in order to score the goal. So it was just learning away, and persons didn't have to teach it.
Wow, that is AI for you. And my next question, what is generative AI? And to generate something, to create, right?
Yes, so generative AI, it's sort of self-explanatory. It's AI that could generate new content. So AI that generates things like text, images, videos, all under that category of generative AI. Now, in the future, think about it, generative AI might actually go towards actually physical generative AI. So I'm projecting that if not 10 years, 20 years down the line, we will, if you ever saw Star Trek, if they wanted something to eat, they would open up this thing that looks like a microwave and tell it, give me a pizza or something like that, and the pizza will just be created from atoms and molecules. So that is actually a form of generative AI, but physical form. So we haven't reached there as yet, but AI could take us there, I think.
We could create our music from that.
Right now, it could create music, could
videos,
video, images.
And recently I saw on our website, they could create a website. You just buy the software and it step by step you create a website for companies. And you know what, I'm looking around and as I say, Facebook showing up everything. A lot of firms and so on now have training for AI for business as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Could actually create software also.
Okay. And we have some more videos coming up. Stay tuned. All right. Last question before we break. What is prompt engineering? Big fancy thing, but again, we could break down that. You're prompting somebody, you're giving them a little hint of what to go. What is prompt engineering?
So when you see you pulled up a AI chatbot, like for example, ChatGPT, and you want to get some information from it, they call that prompting. So asking it some question, making some query, that's prompting. So prompt engineering is the art of asking it the question so that you will get the proper response. So also with my students, I always let them know about proper ways of prompting. So if you just go and ask it a straight off question, you will get an answer that is all right. But if you really want a good answer, you need to engineer the prompt, and you need to have certain components. So there are certain components that you need to think about. So there are components such as, if for example, I wanted to, I had a result from my doctor.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got a medical report from a CT scan or something like that. Okay, I could scan that into ChatGPT. All right, I could tell if I wasn't understanding, okay, what's the prognosis, possible prognosis, or what is the, they didn't break it down enough. Okay, so I could, I've done this already for someone. They upload it into ChatGPT. All right, so you give it a persona. So you tell it in that chat, you are an expert radiologist, so you are an expert at whatever area, whatever CT scan, whatever it is. You tell it you give it a persona, and then you give it a context. So you are checking the scan of you are checking the scans of patients, and then you tell it a task. So check the report that is uploaded, and give me a breakdown in simple language. You know, giving me the prognosis, giving me what it is about, and all that kind of stuff, telling me what format you want it, and you could say a friendly tone or a serious tone. So personas, context, tasks, examples, format, and tone. So those components, you include that in a prompt, and you could get perfect result.
So it must be clarity, content, specialist, structure, and everything. And you can do lots of things. So viewers out there, they're learning from this. This is to educate what you can do. Sometimes you get all these scans and you don't know what to do with it. They explain, but yet you don't understand, and you want it in simple language, as you say. Your tone, friendly tone, user-friendly tone, and that is what you could get from AI. So learning today about AI and prompt engineering. So what we will do, we will take a break now and come back, and we're going to get somebody to tell us about what you are viewing at. So we have a short clip for you to see. Guys?
Welcome to the Right Fit TV show, and today we are talking AI with Keith Leben and host Bebe Ajoda.
For the everyday lowest prices on all grocery items, trust Low Cost Supermarket for the widest variety of quality products at low prices. Freshly picked fruits and vegetables, healthy products for your well-being, high quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low Cost Supermarket, Southern Main Road, Cunupia.
Chic Leisure Limited, making life easier. Our renowned great tasting vermicelli comes pre-cut in regular and parch, packaged to make preparation simple. Attention, all doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality pre-sifted bromate free all-purpose and whole wheat flour. Low price and conveniently packaged. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Sheikh Lisha Limited, Warrenville, Conopia. Sheikh Lisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
Welcome back. We are discussing AI. And before the break, we had a short clip. We will be discussing that at the end of the program. All right. But back again to Keith, who is a Microsoft expert. We're talking about AI. But Keith, what excites you about AI?
AI just makes you super, super productive. You know, the things that could, the outcomes that could happen with AI, that's the most exciting thing. I think that, so certain things I used to take me a while to do, you know, all of a sudden you're getting it done like in seconds time. You know, something like making a software, you want an animation done, you know, simply generate an image in a matter of seconds, take that to another AI program, generate an animation for that. Something I would actually take days to do, you actually could do it in seconds.
So that comes back to my next question, which was the potential benefits of AI. And here you are alluding to some of the benefits you have reaped using AI.
Yes.
And I'm sure our viewers out there, many of them would have used AI and have seen the benefits of AI. Yep.
And actually, a lot of big benefits also. Remember, with AI systems, they could come up with, they're actually coming up with new materials with the help of AI. Brand new materials that we didn't know about before, brand new drugs we didn't know about before. You know, all of these things that would have taken humans many years to create, AI is actually helping scientists now come up with it very fast.
So in healthcare, you have robotics, you have in education. You have creativity, as you said, you could edit a whole video and create our video actually, because I've seen the animation and creation with AI. All right. And we talk about generative tools, image generation. So I think you have a video. Could you tell us about it, and then we'll take you through it. All right, image generation, Google Gemini.
Yes, so actually, that's a tool that I like to use because you could do it with ChatGPT also. So you take the tool, the Google Gemini, you could just go to it, just type Google Gemini on Google, you'll get the website. You sign in with your Google account. A Google account is free for anyone to get.
Right.
And you could just tell it what image you want. So say, for example, you're having something at your home or whatever it is, you want to make like a image for a flyer or something like that, you could just simply just prompt it and say, okay, create an image of so-and-so with a car in front and I'm standing behind and all that kind of stuff. And it will actually generate it in a matter of seconds.
Okay, so IBN doing some ads out there for ads. So guys, you all will have to go there and find Google Gemini to generate your ad, the cost and the image and everything out there. So one thing we learned from that. So that's the video coming up, right? So we pause there and we'll let the video run, all right? Image generation, Google Gemini.
Okay, let's do a quick demo of some image generation. So I'm using Google Gemini in this case. So to get it, you go to gemini.google.com, gemini.google.com, and notice to the right, I already logged in with my Google account. So whichever account you have, just log in with the account. I'm gonna try something a little fun right now. So I clicked on Add Files, and I browsed on my computer, and I took two pictures. I took a picture of myself, uploaded a picture of myself, and I uploaded a picture of the IBM the IBN Studio. All right, so I'm gonna try to see if AI could take me here and place me on this set, IBN set, without being there. So let's see the power of AI right here with image generation. So I'm clicking under Tools and I'm choosing Create Images. Notice this little banana here. That means Google Nano Banana. That's the latest image creation model. So I clicked it, and now is for me to enter my prompt. I could click on the microphone, I could speak out my prompt, and I could also type my prompt. Let's try to speak out the prompt and see. I'm gonna allow, while visiting the site, the mic. Please generate an image of the man on the movie set that is attached. The man should have podcast equipment around him and also have one of the headsets as if in a podcast on the IBN, in the IBN Studio. Right, so let's see, I just spoke out this prompt, and let me just click here now, submit, and let's see what it will come up with. Okay, so look what it came up with. So I guess I had to tell it to do a 16:9 variation, but it did a pretty nice job of me standing in the set of the Right Fit set. All right, so that's just an image generation example.
So we are demonstrating videos to show what you, John Public, out there, our viewers, can do, and that was using generative AI tools. So another video, Keith, can you run us through that one you have there?
Yes, so actually the same area that you go to, Google Gemini, okay, instead of choosing image generation, you can actually choose video generation. And now it will, the generative AI again now will create a video clip for you. So for example, if you wanted the video clip based on an image, so for example, I'm working on we are working on a children's book. So actually, we have taken pictures, like screenshots of the pic from the book, loaded it up in this Google VO3, and give it a prompt to say, okay, animate this image, make the birds and the image move, make the children walk and look like they're playing and all that. And matter of seconds time, we might wait a minute depending on how busy it is, you will get back a nice video clip that you could use in your software presentation, something like that.
So you could use even pictures that you take?
Yes.
And that has great influence for primary school teachers, because they could take pictures, local content, local pictures, and create videos.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Look where it has reached.
Yeah.
So we're going to see a video generation, Google VO3.
Yes.
Our next demo on use of AI.
So once again, you go to gemini.google.com. You log in with your Google account. Notice I signed up for a free Pro account, so I could get a lot more functionality. Google gives out a free 1 month Pro account. You just have to sign in with your email and click upgrade, and you could get it. Okay, so in this example, let's gonna generate a small video clip of, we're gonna animate parts of a book. Our video selected. I'm gonna once again choose the photo. All right, so notice that I had to go to a different chat because I wanted to create a different type of content. So I'm gonna speak out the prompt once more. Please generate a short video animating the attached scene, make the scene fun, make it interesting for children to look at, animate the creatures in the scene. Okay, so made a little mistake there. Just fix it, and I'm clicking submit. So now let's see what happens here. The Google VO3 video generation is very powerful. It seems that the video is done. So let's click on it and let's look at it. right, notice it's a very nice video. Just click download video and you will get the video downloaded and you could use it wherever you want. All right, you could share it and all that kind of stuff. So let's take a look at the video once more. So let me just download the video so I'll see it a little better. Right, so I click the download icon. It came to my downloads, and let me double click my downloads. Alright, very nice video. Notice the animations. Let's play it again. Birds, butterflies, you have a little creature in his hand. This animation would have taken a long time using an animation software. All for free.
So this demo, we're going to look at Notebook LM. So Notebook LM is a great tool I've found. So for example, have you ever wanted to understand something and you have a whole bunch of documents, like you might have 5 documents, 10 documents, and documents all over the place. So with Notebook LM, you could actually upload all your documents. You could give it links to websites, any place that you might have the source. In case it's from videos also, you could link it to YouTube. And the Notebook LM will actually distill this, and you could actually now just ask it questions based on all those knowledge sources. And one great thing about it, you could actually generate a podcast. And it sounds very realistic, you know, something like, you know, don't get afraid that you might lose your job, but it sounds realistic. And you would hear them talking and discussing the content and in a form that you would find entertaining.
So if you're doing a research paper,
yes,
that comes in handy there.
Yes, understanding research.
You get all your information, you put it together, and wow.
And it will explain it to you in a simple form, entertaining form. You could just listen to it on your phone, that kind of stuff.
And the other demonstration you have out there is a podcast generation using Notebook LM.
Yes.
Okay, so we have that coming up. Let's see what LM podcasts look like.
In this video, we're going to take a look at Google's Notebook LM, which is a fascinating tool which can create great and spectacular podcasts. Okay, so let's take a look. So just go on notebooklm.google.com, notebooklm.google.com. You could simply type Notebook LM in Google and you will get the link. So when you click on it, you would get to this screen. So let me just go back a bit so you would see. You would get this initial screen, Notebook LM. So when you click on notebooklm.google.com, you'll get to this screen right here. And let's create a new notebook. So I'm going to click on Create New. And notice they are asking about the sources. So normally you could take several documents. Suppose you want to understand certain things. You have notes from a class. You're studying at university, or you simply want to know more about something. You could just upload the sources right here if you have the documents, and it will explain it as in the form of a lovely podcast. Let's try to do the discover sources method. So I don't have to if you don't have any documents. So I'm clicking discover sources. I'm gonna just type AI news, the good and bad. Okay, I'm choosing from the web. And let's see what it comes up with. I'm clicking submit. So right now it's searching the web. It's coming up with some very good sources that I could use for this podcast. It will bring all the information together, which will have several characters in the podcast they would be analyzing. So is AI good or bad for society from University of Phoenix? Something from Forbes magazine here. Something here from Caltech, AI ethical issues, risks of AI from Center for AI Safety. Some very, very nice sources. So 10 sources were selected right here. I'm going to import all sources. All right. So now I could simply type any question about it here, and it will actually, I could type any question or let it summarize something for me, and it will summarize actually all the sources, and it would pull the information from all the sources. In this case, I want to do an audio overview, so I'm clicking on audio overview. So I'm going to create the podcast. I'm clicking on audio overview. Okay, and now you're seeing the audio overview. It's saying it's generating the audio. So it would take a few minutes and then it would come up with the audio. The audio is very, very interesting, and you would see for yourself how this could take all the sources and you could really learn a whole lot by using this tool. So the podcast is done, so let's check it out. So I'm clicking on it.
Welcome back to the deep dive. You know, if there's one word that really captures our relationship with artificial intelligence right now, it's probably complexity. AI is, it's already reshaping our world, but how people feel about it, it's deeply mixed. Our sources show a pretty significant majority, 54% of Americans are cautious. Then you've got 22% outright scared and only, 19% excited? That's a huge tension, really defining this decade.
It is, absolutely. And that tension, it's completely warranted. Because AI is this technology with just unprecedented dual impact. So
notice how realistic the podcast was. And if you listen through the entire podcast, it's about 12 minutes, and you would have gone through all of that content, would have summarized that information in a very digestible form. In an audio form, you could listen to this in your car, on your phone, and you would learn a lot without having to go through all those documents and all those websites.
So we are looking at Notebook LM. Want to comment on that
Yes,
demonstration
so I'm sure the viewers would have seen how realistic, would have heard how realistic it sounds. If in case no one told them that this was actually AI generated, you might think it was two foreign podcasters talking about this information. And, you know, you're really breaking it down. You would hear the laughs, you would hear all of that. You know, AI is really advancing.
And it's sounding as natural and realistic as possible.
Yes, very realistic.
Wow, wow. And that was how your demo there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how are people using AI currently here? In daily lives, they could use AI. I think we mentioned some of these in our discussion as we go.
I know a lot of fellow teachers, also educators, using it a lot, you know, to create content for their classes. Easy to make content, you know, whether it is primary school, secondary school, sixth form, pulling the content from pulling it all together, you know, creating notes, you know, it's really helping. I have a lot of students who actually using it to help them. So they would get notes in school and they would upload the note to ChatGPT and they would ask ChatGPT to break it down for them to help them to understand it. And I also know someone who is actually asking it to generate quizzes based on the notes, and when they answer the questions, the ChatGPT will tell them if it get correct, and it will actually explain why it was wrong and all.
Wow, information for parents, students at all levels there.
Yes.
And
Really
even then,
good.
I mean, I was director instructional material, and we had to create material, but here it is, you could create it for yourself now.
Yes. Now you can
Teachers
create
out there.
information instantly.
Okay, and what else are they using it for?
Using it for in the creative sector. So persons who might want to create flyers, they creating ads. Have you noticed you would probably have a lot of the ads right now on TV actually are AI generated.
You're right. I saw a fruit drink from a tree.
Yes, and some actually there are some from Popular Bank and so on, and you would see a guy walking, you know, holding his phone and all that. If you look at the guy carefully and look at the persons around him, you realize it is AI generated also.
So business they are there now
They are
using
starting
the
to use
AI.
it, yes. So,
And you talk about creativity.
yeah, so ad companies are surely using it. And so an ad which have taken probably a month to create, probably taken just a day to create that ad.
Wow.
Or
So-
seconds really and truly, but you know, they might take a little longer.
So we'll have to talk about that in a while,
Yes.
about job loss and job creation. Maybe
Yes.
a new thinking now.
Yes.
We have to 21st century skills, creative thinking. You have this now, so you have to cater for what you have in the future. Although the AI leaps and bounds ahead of us.
Yes, but that is
some everyday life, Google Maps. What else can
Google
you?
Maps.
we use it for?
You want to code, actually in coding. So before coding was such a specialized field and all that, now persons are doing something they call vibe coding, where they're actually going on these AIs, and there are certain ones that also specialize in coding, and they actually could prompt it to create a website, to create a software, to create a game, without knowing a line of code.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that is the future of our young generation, because
Yes.
they are in tune with all the technology, and their minds and hearts are in it. So parents perhaps would think, what's the new job going to be like? We may not know, but I think that's the direction it's going
That's
in.
the direction,
And they
definitely.
also, as you say, alluded to software development as well. Have you used ChatGPT, and what was your first impression of ChatGPT?
I remember back in 2022 when it was just released, I was my first use of ChatGPT, because actually released in 2022, and it was so fascinating. I'm accustomed to going on Google and typing, pull up some information, for example, some IT-based thing. Pull up some information on types of storage devices for computers. And it would probably go to our website. I will have to look at the source, make sure it's a good source and all that. But now with ChatGPT, you ask it that same thing, and it would come up with a whole well laid out few pages if you wanted it to, or just a summary if you wanted it to, with examples, with proper notes. You could also let it generate images based on that. It's so fascinating how that information, you would get it so quickly, in a matter of seconds, and a lot of good information.
Right, and like, for example, for health, some people have an ailment, or this is happening, or whatever, and they could just type in, and they could get a lot of information there.
I know a lot of persons that, they're self-diagnosing certain things, and the chatbots are actually coming up with the right answers. The right answers.
Wow.
That they would verify with a doctor after,
That is this, so yeah, because it could do as a multiple training, multiple research. What other AI tools have you used, and what about AI agents?
So AI agent is a big trend right now. So AI agent is, so for example, you have ChatGPT, and it's a general large language model, but you could kind of filter it down and kind of focus it into something called an agent. So you could create a customer service agent, you could create a writing assistant agent, you could actually create a call center agent, all of these agents, and then these agents working all together to make the job much more efficient.
Wow.
So instead of one chatbot doing everything, these agents all doing it, and then to the final outcome.
Wow. And lots of educators, parents who need to help their children with homework are viewing this program. In fact, our viewers want to learn more. Can you demonstrate how AI is used in education, for example? So you have Custom GPT as your first demo. Okay, tell us a little bit before we go to the demo.
All right, so that is a GPT that I created for some of my IT students. So I actually have information on about the CSEC syllabus in there, various past papers in there.
Wow.
Certain notes in there, some of my notes in there, together with certain website links and all that. So now when the student goes into this GPT and it says, okay, look, tell me about the topics from the ICT syllabus. It will pull up all the topics from the ICT syllabus, and the student might say, okay, well, this topic called hardware, give me some of the subtopics there. It will pull up subtopics that will be coming from the syllabus, so the student doesn't have to go and look anywhere. It's a custom ChatGPT just for AI, just for learning IT. And then it could actually even pull up questions from some of the papers. It could generate new questions based on what the paper questions should sound like, look like. And it's really fascinating. I could actually correct your work too. So it could come up with a question, you type the answers, ChatGPT come back and say, okay, this was right, this was wrong, and all that.
Wow, wow. The role of teaching has been different, and
Yes,
it is
it's
changing now. And that's what we had ECAL about, to encourage teachers to use technology. But then it was way back so simple than now. Okay, so we're going to a demonstration of custom ChatGPT.
So if you want to pull up a custom GPT, what you should do is when you go into ChatGPT and you sign in with your account, the fastest way to sign in is with a Google account or any email account, and you would see the section on this side called GPTs. So when you go to the GPT section, all right, and you click on Explore, you will get all the different GPTs coming up. So I want to pull up a GPT that I created for information technology, CSEC information technology. Okay, so I'm searching Keith Laban and I'm seeing several GPTs that I created. And this one I'm going to go to, the 21st Century ICT for CSEC IT. I'm clicking it. And now this has the entire CSEC IT syllabus in it, certain papers in it and so forth. So my students normally would use this to acquire information, extra information, instead of using books and all of that. And I've loaded up my notes in there also. So when you click on Start Chat, so it's picking up. I have more than 200 conversations. So notice we have some starting questions. Hi student, what topic you want to start with? What past paper question would you like to do? Anything like that. So I'm just going to tell it, please show me the syllabus topics. Okay, so remember, this is a custom GPT. I don't need to give it any more information. I'm just asking it about the syllabus, and it will pull up the required information because I trained the system, the GPT in the background with the CSEC syllabus. So notice it's telling welcome to here to the 21st Century ICT for CSEC. It's say you could get the notes from the syllabus, you could do past papers, and now it's pulling up the ICT syllabus, and I'm an IT teacher, I could tell you these topics are valid. Please create a 5-question multiple choice quiz so that I could practice on computer networks. Okay, so I just submitted that and it just generated like that, a nice 5-question multiple choice asking me about what type of networks used to connect to computers. Nice question. You know how long it would have taken me to come up with some of these questions right here? Matter of seconds, these questions came up. Imagine if I'm creating an end of term exam, how quickly I could do it. Also, I could just redirect my students here and they could answer the questions right here too. And I'm going to ask it to check it. I didn't have to tell it to check it. I just type answers and it gave me answers with feedback. It said, your answer A, 1, they asked me what our network used to connect computer within a school. I said A, which was 1. The correct answer was actually C, which is LAN. It's good. Which device used to route data between networks? I just randomly chose B, router, and it was correct. The other question, I chose D, which was MAN, Metropolitan Area Network. It said network spans the largest geographical area. The correct answer is actually C, which is 1, and it corrected it. And for number 4, I randomly chose A, saying what is the main function of a switch, and I chose A, connect to the internet, and the actual answer was C, it filters and forwards data to specific devices. And the last one, which transmission medium provides the fastest secure data transmission? I chose B, coaxial cable. The actual answer was D, fiber optic cable. Wow. Right there, matter of seconds, I was able to answer the question. AI was able to correct my answers and give me feedback also.
Okay, so the other demo we'll look at is AI Phonics. So this is actually a software we're currently working on. We're almost finished with it. So you probably have heard about a software called Duolingo. So it's a language learning game/software that a lot of students using in schools and out of schools to learn languages, different languages. So they could actually, it will tell you the word, you will say the word, the AI will listen to what you say. So this is what we kind of doing in this AI Phonics program. So kind of to teach kids to speak out certain phonics, certain words and all that. And when they speak out the words, the AI will hear what they say and it will determine if they are correct or not.
So the pronunciation is important here.
Yes.
Especially foreign language. So this is what this demo is about. So we're doing a program and you need to see what we are talking about. So we go to a demo again, AI Phonics.
Okay folks, so today we're doing a quick demo of my tropical ABCs, fruits and the environment software. As you achieve certain things, you would get badges. Let's look at my ABC fruits first. So in addition to telling you about the fruit and how to pronounce it, you could also get to try to say it, and the AI will detect if the child is saying it correctly. So let's have a go. Avocado. So the AI is checking, and let's see. All right, I got it correct. So we have got guess the fruit activity. We've also got guess the shape activity. So let's try the guess the fruit activity and see how we do. All right, so what is this? 5 finger. All right, got it correct in the guessing the shape. So, all right, didn't get that one. About avocado, I guess this is the shape of avocado. But okay, let's go and learn a little bit about the environment. So for example, if I wanted to say this here, I could go straight to it if I would like. Atmosphere. Then the AI will check it, make sure your child said it correctly. And if I said it correctly, I got it correct. Guess the word activity. So let's do the guess the word activity. All right, let's go. What about this? I wonder what this is. Is it a landfill? Is it solar power, pollution, or yard waste? I wonder if this is probably a landfill. Kind of lovely. What about this? Your child would probably learn a lot with this, folks. So this looks like recycling. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon.
So we just saw a demo again, AI Phonics. You can use it for learning any language. And there your AI will make sure you have correct pronunciation, which is important. So we go again, AI in education, and the other demo, Keith, was AI Learn IT.
Yes, so this is actually a software that we actually have on the book list in some schools already.
Whoa.
So the name of it is the CSEC 21st Century ICT. So it's actually a software to learn IT, information technology, at the CSEC level for forms 4 and 5. And it has the entire curriculum in it in the form of notes, videos, quizzes. It has AI in it. You could ask it any question. It also has AI. It's sort of like a game. So
Wow.
it has missions in it. Students love it because there's actually a character. You could run about the place. You could go and interact with another character. That character will be AI powered. So you talk to that character talk to you, give you more information, all that.
Wow, and it caters for the new student now, how
Yes.
they learn.
Yes.
It's a different way and method they learn
Yeah.
than us from way back then.
Yeah.
Correct? So
Yeah.
our next demo is AI Learn IT, and it relates to our CSEC syllabus.
We're gonna be okay.
Hello, I am the Guru. What questions would you like to ask me today? Let me think on this one. MyCR stands for Magnetic Ink Character Recognition. It is a technology used in banking to process checks using special ink and characters. Okay, well, take care, and I hope you continue to enjoy your stay at ICTC.
T. You take care, okay? Hope I continue to see you around.
So we just looked at AI in terms of the CSEC syllabus in terms of IT. But so we want to talk about AI impact on jobs and security and society. Keith, do you think AI will change or replace certain industries?
Definitely, definitely. Now, the thought worldwide is that, and we are seeing it now, AI will make you extremely, extremely productive. So we are seeing it now, you know, you could get things written, you could get things determined, you could calculate a lot of mathematical stuff, you could research a whole bunch of stuff in a matter of just minutes. It's making you extremely productive at what you do. But that will happen for a while until the AI becomes more and more powerful. So actually, certain leaders in AI, thought leaders and all that, even Mr. Elon Musk, you know, he mentioned that eventually we'll have to come with something called universal basic income. So it's actually like giving everyone a basic income to live, because actually you will not have anything to do. The AI will just be doing all the jobs.
Wow, that's futuristic indeed.
Yes.
And well, that's one of the, I was going to ask you, some of the future uses of AI, and that was one of it.
Yes, that's one thing, you know, we have to see it's replacing so many jobs right now. So call centers and so forth, you could use these calling agents and all that. So one great thing is that, you know, AI is really helping you discover new materials, new drugs. For example, we have this company called DeepMind. It was acquired by Google. This company determined all 200 million protein structures in like a year using AI. Now let me put this into context. Determining the structure of a protein is a PhD study. It takes a PhD person 5 years to determine the structure of one protein.
Wow.
AI came up in a year time, DeepMind, all 200 million protein structures. So how far has that advanced man? If you multiply 200 million by 5 years, man just escalated. Now they actually took those structures and they presented it for free to scientists. So now we are actually getting, I worked in a hospital in the early days, and there's a fixed set of antibiotics, for example.
Right.
And sometimes you would get a bug that is totally resistant to all, and that person is in trouble because they can't be healed. The antibiotics wouldn't work. They are actually coming up with brand new antibiotics right now because of how they determine the structure of all these proteins and new drugs. So it actually will really help man in the healthcare sector a whole lot.
And I'm just sticking something as a job. Maybe they should use it for COVID and see what happens. All right. So we wanted, again, a demonstration of how AI will be affecting jobs. What can we expect to see in this demo coming up?
In this demo, they will talk about the universal basic income. You know, in a world forum, the leaders talking about that because it is just the reality of what could happen.
Wow. So we go to a demo, AI affecting jobs.
But what to do about mass unemployment? This is going to be a massive social challenge. There will be fewer and fewer jobs that a robot cannot do better. And I think ultimately we will have to have some kind of universal basic income. I don't think we're going to have a choice. The harder challenge, much harder challenge, is how do people then have meaning? Like a lot of people, they derive their meaning from their employment. If you're not needed, if there's not a need for your labor, how do you what's the meaning? Do you have meaning? Do you feel useless?
So we're trying to touch every little bit about AI and packed it in one program, but I think we are going quite well. We talk about security, risk, and ethics of AI. And what are the dangers of AI?
So, you know, as with anything, there's good and there's bad. So with AI, you have a whole lot of good, and then you have a whole lot of bad. So, for example, there are a lot of security risks. You know, they think that AI shouldn't be in the hands of everyone, you know, the power of AI, you know, our regulations, thinking that regulations should come into play. It's something like the creation of a nuclear bomb. You know, you don't want that to just be in the hands of anybody and be able to continue to develop it. But we have all the big nations, China, the US, Europe, everybody, you know, behind the AI. You know, there's a lot of risk of deep fakes, you know, videos that look real, sound real, but actually isn't real, and spreading propaganda or different things.
And we should warn our viewers that it's out there, and they need to look and be a critical thinker.
Yes, deepfakes are very, very hard to detect. And also AI systems could be biased. Remember, the data is taken from certain books and the internet and all that, and it could be biased towards certain cultures, certain types of people, and all that behind the hood.
What scares you most about AI?
I think what scares me the most is the actual job losses that could happen. And actually AI becoming self-autonomous and becoming so intelligent that humans, let me put it into perspective. If we reach artificial superintelligence stage, that will be the first time ever that man will not be the smartest creature on earth. It will have something there that's smarter than man. So, and to also put it into perspective, a superintelligent AI will be, for example, could be somebody like, say for example, as Einstein is a superintelligent AI, we will be something like a lesser creature, like a rat, a worm, with respect to intelligence.
Wow.
So just as how a dog or a cat doesn't know anything what Einstein probably have in plan and could never get anywhere close because intelligence is so far apart, that is the distance, that is the big difference. So we might not even know how to stop it.
Wow. Okay, and how should we secure AI and use it responsible?
Well, the main thing is leaders looking at regulations, looking at certain laws to put in place so that AI wouldn't just be, you know, run away. They're also looking at ways of training AI so it will never kind of come up against us. Just like how a parent, if they parent a child properly, that child most likely wouldn't, even though they get bigger and strong, they wouldn't look to attack them. You know, so that sort of thing they are actually looking into.
And you mentioned fake, and we want to bring up a demo now to show you what fake is. And we'll talk about it. So we have Deepfake Demo 1 coming up.
I hope you're enjoying the Right Fit TV series today with Ms. Bebe Ajapada and Mr. Keith Laban as we talk about AI.
So you just saw a demo, which is called Fake, and Keith will expand on that. And we did it to make our viewers aware that it's out there.
Yeah. So I created a deepfake, you know, using a particular image. You know, you would see the Prime Minister in a particular location and all that. I notice the voice is different. But if I really sat down with that and I took her voice and I trained it on our AI also, I could also let the voice sound like her. I could even use a slightly different image to look at even more realistic and all that. So persons have to be aware that these things are out there.
And the previous image with Mia Motley was a similar example.
Yes.
So sometimes you see something on Facebook, and this is a lesson for everybody and our viewers out there. Think, watch, listen, learn. Not everything you see is true or not fake.
But the good news is we have, they are looking into crypto technology. So in the past, there was, a few years ago, there was something very popular called NFTs, non-fungible tokens. So actually, so for example, if you have an image on your computer, somebody could copy that 1,000 times and it could never be authentic. There was this technology called NFTs, where you would load this up on a blockchain and register it on the blockchain. So now it is authentic and is one of a kind. So that technology could could differentiate if something is authentic or not. So they're looking into that technology to tag videos and all that. So you could check and the blockchain will tell you, okay, this is authentic video, this is a non-authentic video, and that kind of stuff.
Wow, and we need it as now, right? So, I mean, we did a lot today. We tried to make it as simple as possible talking about AI. So if you could give one piece of advice about AI, what will it be?
I would say embrace the AI. You know, better you get to know about it. You use it rather than try to hide from it. You know, ChatGPT is so easy to go and use. You know, just go in Google, type ChatGPT, log in with a Google account, and try it. You know, persons at home, you like cooking, search up stuff, let it come up with recipes for you. You want to know about animals. You know, you type up about different animals. It's so informative.
Yes,
you could gain a lot of knowledge from it.
Because prior to preparing for this, I scripted presentation for TV, and a whole PowerPoint came up with slides and everything, and some of them tell you what picture or animation to put on it. Imagine that.
Imagine that, yeah.
All right. So you're going to have a fun video for us, and where you're going to talk about what you're going to do to us, and go ahead and let's hear.
All right. So we're going to do a live demo. So just hoping that this demo goes smoothly. All right. So we'll try it. So this demo is using a voice agent. So just so that the viewers will have an idea of what's coming, how realistic this actually sounds. So I link this up to my website where I have certain software being sold. And I'm just going to ask it a few questions about it so that the viewers will get an idea of what it's about.
Okay.
All right.
You're on. And you put on your speaker. It's on the speaker, the phone, right?
Hi there. I'm Sarah, sales agent for 21stCenturyICT.com. How could we help you today?
Hi, Sarah. I'm doing good. I would like to find out some information about what type of products we have on sale.
Hello, I'm Harper, a sales consultant with 11 Labs Agents platform. I'd be happy to tell you more about our AI-driven voice agents and how they can help your business. To give you the most relevant information, could you tell me a bit about your business and what you're hoping to achieve with conversational AI?
All right, so the demo didn't go according to how it's supposed to go because it initially started off. All right, let me just try it one more time.
Like technology, you do have some hiccups as type.
Hi there, I'm Sarah, sales agent for 21stCenturyICT.com. How could we help you today?
Hi, can you tell me a little bit about some of the products that we have?
Of course. We have a range of software products including the 21st Century ICT and the NEC Preparation Kit. Are you interested in software for secondary schools, or are you looking for something else?
Yes, I'm interested for something for Form 4 and 5 IT.
Got it. So you're looking for IT software suitable for students in Forms 4 and 5? In that case, the CSEC 21st Century ICT would be a good fit. Is there anything in particular you'd like to know about it?
Yes, what about the price? How much for this?
The CSEC 21st Century ICT software is 199 Trinidad and Tobago dollars. This includes a single user unlock code for the Windows and mobile app versions, lifetime support, and lifetime updates.
All right.
Does that sound good?
Yes, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Is there anything else I can help you with regarding the CSEC?
Okay. So that was, tell us about that. Who answered you there?
Yes, that was a voice agent, an AI voice agent that I linked.
You noticed. That was one of our 11 Labs agents in action. It's a demonstration of our conversational AI capabilities.
And she wouldn't.
What did you think?
Okay, we'll have to close you off now. Thanks.
Yes, so it was a voice agent that we actually, I used. I put some information about the web. I just linked the whole website there, and now I could just ask it anything about that website. I didn't actually have to put anything else into it. So you could see how persons always state that in Trinidad and Tobago customer service is not the best. But with these agents, you could actually always get somebody who will answer the phone, always be friendly, you know, always willing to answer your questions no matter what and whatever time. So you could see right there how useful the AI is.
Quite useful and very, very well-mannered.
Yes.
Well-mannered. Okay, so This brings us to the end, and this was so informative. Thank you for viewing. We hope we make a big difference in your lives and add some sort of value to you. First of all, I must thank Almighty God for this opportunity. Thanks to my guest Keith Laban, ICT and Microsoft expert. Many thanks to the management and staff of IBN, Brother Hasib, Saif, Sadiq, and Justin. Join us again next Monday at 8 p.m. with a reunion on Saturday at 5 p.m. Drop us a line if you'd like to make a contribution or be part of our discussion. You can call us at 475-1439. Our topic next week is community service. Again, our contact information is 475-1439. Assalamu alaikum. Good night.